And welcome in live to the first Erie Wrestling Duel of the Year. It's the Erie Tigers versus Westminster here. Brandon Bird joining you. And we should have a quick one here tonight. Only about 5 or 6 matches, and actually there will be a moment of
16 graduate, Tobias Campbell and his father, John Campbell. Words cannot express the tremendous grief and feeling since his tragic loss of Toby and his father in a plane crash last month. Toby was a leader in the community and in the wrestling room. He went on to serve our country in the National Guard and was employed at Mile High Harley-Davidson.
Married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
At this time, let's introduce tonight's wrestler.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network, Brandon Bird. Let's go a quick rundown of all of the matches that we will be seeing tonight. Only a handful said. At 106 pounds, Noah Lopez will wrestle against Dominic Salazar. Reagan Lovato, he will take on Caleb Romero. And then Lucas Ellis, he's a wrestler for the Tigers. He will take on Jade Santiller. By the way, Rudy Lopez will not wrestle as his opponent, or Westminster is open in that weight class. We will see Gus Fonseca Walker. He will take on Jade Santiller. And then Michael Brazal will take on a wrestler out of Westminster as well, and we actually don't have the full name for you there on that list. Tanner David will wrestle tonight against Samuel Hackowet, and then finally Alonzo Warner versus Thomas Charrington, and that is how the matchups look tonight. So, should not be a very long duel, but it should be an entertaining duel. Of course, don't forget to check us out on social media. You can like the Erie Tiger Network Facebook page. You can find us on Twitter at Erie Tiger Net, or check us out online at ErieTigerNetwork.com. And this Tiger Wrestling team, new faces this year, and a new head coach as well. We'll talk about that throughout the night as well. But a familiar face on the sideline in now assistant coach Steve Gratton. He was talked out of retirement. And heck, when coaching and wrestling are in your blood, I don't know how you can ever walk away from the mat. And somehow they were able to convince Coach Gratton to come back. They are introducing the starting lineups. We are going to step aside here real quick, take a timeout. We'll be back for the first duel, or first matchup here on the Erie Tigers.
You are watching the ETN.
By just going video sources, the cameras. Okay.
Strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network, as we are set up here for the first match of the night. just getting ready here to come out onto the mat, and it is as quiet as a church in here. And if you've ever been around wrestling, usually it can get pretty loud from the crowd. So Victor Lopez taking on Gus Fonseca Walker here. Gus in the black and orange singlet. And they'll circle around the middle here. No clock tonight on the Erie Tiger Network with our last broadcast of the year. Just the score down at the bottom. But we'll let you know when stuff goes down, as there's a quick 2-point takedown there by Gus. And quickly, with a minute and a half left here in period number 1, Gus in a good position, trying to work underneath the arms. Victor Lopez trying to get to his base here. Tiger bench pretty subdued here so far as they're watching Gus go to work. Gus trying to get the tilt in. For a moment, had Lopez on his back, and now near fall points coming here as Gus trying to line up a pin. Lopez trying to spin through. He's still on his back. Shoulder blades near the mat. That one left shoulder was just off the mat. Gus draped across the chest, trying to get the pin here, and he gets it. A pin for Gus Fonseca Walker. That one coming at 1:19. So 6 points on the board. For the Tigers after the pin. And this next one. It's going to be Michael Brazal at 138 pounds.
Andy, how do you say this Westminster kid's name? Tiberius?
He's taking on a kid named Tiberius. That's the only thing we have. A quick takedown there for Brazal, already on the back of Tiberius. Brazal working in on a half Nelson, now switches sides, riding hip to hip, trying to stand up, almost get a little cradle in there, and instead he'll ride him out of bounds. By the way, a shout out many teachers watching from the staff holiday Christmas party, always a festive time, as it was the last day of school here at Erie High School as we roll out of this first semester and into the new year. I know they are enjoying this, and I believe they are watching as well. Minute and a half left here in period number 1. Brazal was working on a chicken wing. Back to his feet is Tiberius trying to get the 1-point escape, and he does. So a 2-1 lead here for Brazal. Tigers lead it overall 6-0, as you see down there on your scoreboard. So I'll keep you up to date with individual match scores. A 2-legged takedown, and quickly Brazal again now leads it 4-1 with a minute left here in period number 1. Brazal trying to whip the half in from the left side. Getting some tilt there. Brazal's close. He's got the arm, the hook in, now trying to spin around, and almost getting out of that was Tiberius, but Brazal does a good job controlling, now riding hip to hip from the left side. Brazal trying to run it, has that arm stuck underneath. He's getting the shoulders flipped up, and Tiberius is in trouble. He's on his back. Brazal drapes across the chest, and can he get the pin? Referee's looking in. Not quite, as Tiberius gets back to his belly, but 3 near fall points awarded now. 7-1, 15 seconds left here in this first period. Brazal really controlling, and now Tiberius in trouble, and there's the pin. So another first period pin for the Tigers. This one coming at 1:52, and another 6 points here for Erie in this duel, and they are off to a heck of a start. And now Tanner David will take to the mat. Tanner David, a student of the Tiger Times, which reminds us to tell you to check out the Tiger Times online at erietigertimes.com. So Tanner will go forehead here against Hackett. Out of Westminster. Both circling. Now Hackett trying to work a single leg in on David. David grabbing the ankle, trying to flip him up and over. David is one of those wrestlers that has had to cut a lot of weight to get down to this, and he's able to spin around the back and get a 2-point takedown. So Erie wrestlers have looked outstanding so far here tonight. David working from behind here, trying to slide off to the left. You chop at the elbow and try and break him back to their belly. David now trying to grab underneath the leg and get a lift. To his feet though is Hackett. Almost got the 1-point escape, and David was able to regather and take him back down to the mat. Tanner's older brother, Trevor. He's also a wrestler, football player. You might recognize that name. And I ask Tanner sometimes how often he gets called Trevor at home, because I call him Trevor all the time in the classroom. It's a terrible habit. 50 seconds left here in period number 1. On the left side is David trying to work the hips there of Hackett. Hackett back to his base, but 2 near fall points awarded as he was on one of those shoulders for a brief moment. So 4-0 lead here in the first period for David. 12-0 for the Tigers through 2 matches. David again working hip to hip. Hackett trying to get back to his feet. The next 5 weight classes are open for Westminster, so we will not have wrestlers in those weight classes. Now tripoding up is Hackett, gets to his feet, spins around and gets the 1-point escape. 4-1, 3 seconds left in the period, and we will head to period number 2, our first time we have a second period here tonight. This period is sponsored by Go Airheads Airsoft Field and Store in Erie. Gives children, teens, and adults an exhilarating, unforgettable experience, a unique battle zone. Play against your friends and friends to be. For more info, be sure to check them out online at goairheads.com. So David will start here in the down position in period number 2. Quickly to his feet, trying to break the grip of Hackett. David gets slung back down, now trying to spin around and gets the reversal. Kind of used the momentum that Hackett was trying to use to sling him down against him. And now David controlling from on top. Tripoding up though is Hackett. Was to 2 feet for a moment, but David's got the leg in. And now just trying to break down the right arm of Samuel Hackett. As you said, Tanner David wrestling at 145s. That is a lot of weight that he has cut so far. And I believe he is actually even certified to wrestle at 138 after talking to him. Now David getting some tilt in. He's got an arm in, trying to drape the leg over, now work on the chest. Hackett's in some trouble and is able to flip back to his belly, but 2 near fall points awarded here for David. He now leads 8-1 with a minute left here in period number 2. David now working on the leg. He's trying to almost get a cradle together where you have the leg and the arm and you connect your hands together. But Hackett's doing a good job staying spread out, not letting Tanner get a hold of him there. Tanner has the arm bar in, it looked like for a moment. Now goes cross-face left or cross-face right. Trying to flip Hackett over, trying to lock the cradle up here. He's got a hold of that wrist and was using it to drag Hackett around and control him. Now working on the half in. David trying to twist Hackett over, and with 2 seconds left in the period, it will be an 8-1 lead as we head into period number 3. So a good longer match here going so far, but a nice lead here for David. Tanner, they'll start in the neutral position this time. Here in period number 3, the final period for these two wrestlers. Tigers lead at 12-0 in the duel. And so far they have pinned their opponents, and now just a minor decision so far for David, only up by 7. Now David trying to work the takedown and actually loses his grip on the headlock, and sliding around was Hackett for a 2-point takedown. So now 8-3. David standing up. He's got the leg stuck underneath. Hackett working the left arm of David. David trying to spin through and get a reversal, and he does. 2-point reversal there for David, and trying to get some near fall points to boot. Couldn't quite tilt him enough, but now a 10-3 lead here for Tanner. And now he's draped across the chest. Tanner trying to lock up the pin here and gets it. So another pin for the Tigers. And this one coming at 5:15. So 3 consecutive pins for Erie. They lead it 18-0, and now guess what? They're going to win by default here on their next few matches. Karsten Odom will not be able to wrestle, and you'll see him jog out here for a second, get his arms raised, I believe. Here he comes. So there's 6 more points for the Tigers. And now it is 22-0. And now Branson Roylance will not have an opponent in this weight class. And it is now 30-0 for the senior Branson, winning by default. Now Whit Unruh at 170 pounds, he will also win by default. And Christian Hackmeister, he will win by default. And then there's one more here for Erie, 195 pounds, Dominic Barella. And so it is 48-0, just like that. And Erie has already secured the win here today. So they will win this duel, but in wrestling, it's more about, it is an individual sport, although it's a team sport. Kind of always a weird dynamic with wrestling. Really enjoy kind of how the team and individual dynamics of this sport are balanced. But Alonzo Warner out there versus Thomas Charrington here in this matchup in the 220-pound weight class. And Alonzo, of course, a football player as well, trying to work in on the double leg takedown, and he gets it. So quickly head 2-0 here is Alonzo. Now working in from the left side of Charrington. He's got him around the waist, trying to go underneath between the legs and lock him up, but Charrington to his feet. He's lifting Warner off the mat, falls on him, and Warner, can he spin through? No, it is a 2-point reversal there. And so 2-2 as Warner tried to spin through it. Now he's to his feet, trying to break free of the grip and grab the leg of Charrington, who I think is content to go out of bounds. No, he'll spin around, come back in. He's got Warner on his back. Alonzo in some trouble here. The headlock for Charrington. He's draped across the chest. Alonzo will be giving up near fall points. He's trying to kick out of it, and there is a pin and the first points of the night for Westminster. And that one comes at 110 here in the match. And so Thomas Charrington, the first points for the Wolves tonight. And there is no wrestler at 285 for either team. So we will jump up to the top here. And Noah Lopez will wrestle. Noah, a freshman, the younger brother of Rudy Lopez, who was a state qualifier last year for the Tigers. And Noah, also a member of the mass media class, which also partners with the Erie Tiger Network. So we're rooting for him big time here. And always fun to kind of go from the big guys to the little guys real quick in a duel, and such different styles. They are real fast and feisty, but those big guys, they like to lean on each other. Noah tried to go in, and now in a little bit of trouble in a 2-point takedown there for Salazar. So they'll come back to the center, 1:24 left. So far a pin for Gus Fonseca Walker. In 1:19, Michael Brazal with a pin at 1:52. Tanner David pinned his opponent 5:15 into the match. Lopez, he's locked up, a really tight cradle in there on Lopez. He's flipped over right onto his back, trying to spin through, and 2 near fall points given, and he's down 4-0. And the pain tolerance you have to endure in high school wrestling is always such an interesting factor. How mentally can you handle the pain and keep fighting through it? Lopez getting locked up again. He's trying to kick through. Almost escaped there. Now to a knee. He's to his backside. Salazar still trying to lock up Lopez on a cradle. And Lopez showing a lot of strength and fight, but now down 6-0 after giving up 2 more near fall points. And Lopez does finally escape. So 6-1. Noah trails it here to Dominic Salazar. 15 seconds left here in the period. Noah trying to work in. Single leg though for Salazar, trying to lift Noah up. He's got the tilt. 2-point takedown. Noah's in some trouble, and the clock just will save him. So 3 more points, and it's now 11-1 for Salazar. And man, he really had his way in this first period with Noah. See if Noah can bounce back.
Round 2.
Noah will start in the up position here. For Tiger fans looking to buy or sell a home, Jen Elliston is the perfect fit for you. She prides herself in helping every family find the perfect fit solution. Check Jen Realty out online at jenrealty.com. A quick reversal there for Salazar, and man, this Salazar kid is rock solid here in this one, up 13-1. If you go up by 15 points, the match is called on a tech default. Now 13-2 after he cuts him loose for a 1-point escape. He's got a lot of work to it. At this point, you kind of hope that you can work in there, throw your best move, and maybe get a sneak pin in there. Noah's taking a shot at the legs, and Salazar trying to run around and get the pin. Noah, I think, trying to be aggressive here, especially down. And now Noah tried to take a shot, another spin around for Salazar, and it's 15-2. So a couple more near fall points here will do it, and right now Noah is almost locked up in a cradle. Crossface left for Salazar, a little crossface cradle action. You can hear Coach Van Tine, one of the assistants, trying to coach Noah through, and he does help him get an escape. Might have heard that on the mic in the background. Noah tried to take another shot, and again, Salazar just a little Olay move, like he is a bullfighter. Steps aside, spins around, and hops on the back of Lopez, and he's up 17-3 here, and that will end period number 2. So 48-6 here, the score, by the way. Forgot to update the score after that victory by Thomas Charrington. And Salazar starting in the down position. Lopez trying to run around the side. Mentioned Roper, Noah Roper, actually an outstanding wrestler, was ranked as a freshman coming in from middle school, but never actually ended up wrestling a match for the Erie Tigers. But Noah Lopez, the wrestler we're looking at here, and a 1-point escape for Salazar and a technical foul. And that will do it 18-3, so a win by tech fall will give Westminster 5 points. And now Reagan Lovato will wrestle here for Erie against Caleb Romero. We'll shake hands here in the center. They're off here in 113 pounds. 2 straight wins here now for Westminster. See if Erie can end this night well. Only 2 matches left, including this one. Now Lovato on the back, trying to break down the arm. He sneaks his head out and gets the 2-point takedown. Now Lovato, he's got a half in, trying to run the half. Lovato, high energy, working the half, gets the flip over. Romero on his back, and there's a pin, a quick pin. 41 seconds for Reagan Lovato. And 6 more points for Erie, 54-11. And now they will win 6 more by default as Lopez, which is a shame. We'd really love to see Rudy wrestle on the broadcast. Rudy wearing the shorts here, and actually that is new to wrestling as of last year. You can now wear shorts. You don't have to wear just a singlet. And the final match of the evening will be Lucas Ellis versus Jade Santa-Steven. At 126 pounds. And yeah, it's been a quick broadcast for us so far. Only a 33-minute broadcast so far. And quick takedown there for Santa-Steven. Brings Ellis back to the mat. Ellis trying to tripod up, breaking free of the grip. And he is able to actually turn it into a reversal. Santa-Steven got a little bit too aggressive trying to bring Ellis back to the mat. And Ellis just kind of went out the back door and swung around for the 2-point reversal. So 1:20 remaining here in the first period of this final matchup. Tigers lead it 60-11 in the duel. 2-2 here in this final match of the night between Lucas Ellis and Jade Santa-Steven. Minute left here. Ellis, he's broken Santa-Steven flat to his belly. Trying to roll in under. Got a vice grip of that right hand of Santa-Steven. Now he's able to break free from behind Ellis. And he will cut Santa-Steven loose. So 1-point lead here for Santa-Steven. 30 seconds left here in period number 1. Ellis forehead to forehead. Grab the hand, now we'll back away. They'll re-engage with 14 seconds remaining. Now a little double leg shot by Santa Steven, and a great job sprawling by Ellis, backing up, olaying around, and getting a 2-point takedown right at the buzzer of the first period, and he will take a 1-point lead here into the second period. So it'll be a choice here for Santa Steven. And he will start in the down position. Ellis able to flatten him out to his belly now, trying to work with a half in. Sprawling out, trying to spin out of it. Santa Steven, Ellis doing a good job holding on. Riding here. In the NCAAs, you actually get points for how long you can ride your opponent. Riding time, it's called. Crossface right here for Ellis. Trying to work underneath the arms here of Santa Steven. Ellis. See Santa Steven get to his knees and goes right back into a better position of control here. Minute, 7 seconds left. Really exert a lot of energy when you're on top trying to get a tilt. Almost got it. He's got the chicken wing in, gets the flip over, and they just scoot out of bounds. Had the move over onto his back, but it was out of bounds. Ellis letting Santa Steven to his feet, and he'll cut loose. So 4-4 here, 40 seconds left here in period number 2. Probably our most exciting matchup of the night here to cap things off. There's a 2-point takedown for Santa Steven, and right now Ellis in some trouble. He's got the arm caught underneath. Ellis trying to work his arms out of the hold. 9 seconds left. And he locked the hands with Santa Steven, so a tech point awarded to Ellis. Cannot lock your hands together. And with 6.9 left, can Ellis get out of this? To his knees, trying to break the grip, and another tech point called as Santa Steven slipped his hands together again. So now it's 6-6. Nice little late comeback on some tech points here for Ellis in this period. 3 seconds left. Trying to get to his feet and cut loose, and they award it at the buzzer. So Lucas Ellis has a 1-point lead going into period number 3. And right now, Santa Steven looks gassed. Ellis, a wrestler with some energy, and he starts in the down, and Santa Steven will say, I will give him the point in the neutral. So a 2-point lead now. A 2-point lead for Lucas Ellis, 8-6. Ellis trying to get the headlock, and man, Santa Steven was able to slip off of it, but I think a little winded, couldn't quite take his shot back on Ellis. They'll lock up forehead to forehead. Minute and 35 seconds left here in our nightcap, if you will. 2-point lead here for Lucas Ellis. In our last broadcast of 2018. Here before we break, and Santa Steven kind of used Ellis's weight against him and pulled him down upon himself, flipped over, and it's tied at 8. A minute left. All Ellis has to do is get 1 point escape and finish out the time. He's trying to lift up. He's to his knees. He's broken the grip, sprawling out. 45 seconds left here. Conditioning a huge factor now this late in the match. To his feet. And he almost got the reversal. And Erie wrestlers and fans and coaches were wringing their hands in a little bit of frustration that he couldn't quite get that. 22 seconds left. To his feet is Ellis. All he needs to do is cut free, and he's got a point. 15 seconds left, and he gets taken back to the mat. No near fall points, though. 9 seconds left. Does either wrestler have a burst? Santa Steven going with the half in. Now trying to get tilt. 2 seconds left, and we're going to overtime. So an exciting match here in our last one of the night at 8-8, and it looked like Ellis was going to cut free, and somehow Santa Steven found a way to hold on. So they'll start neutrally here. A minute on the clock in this first overtime period. It is first to score. Grabbing the arms here is Ellis. Santa Steven's been the, I think, stronger wrestler on his feet. Ellis has thrived trying to work out and cut free from underneath. So Ellis got to be a little bit careful here. Santa Steven trying to take a shot in. Ellis trying to push the head down. Ellis sprawls. If Ellis can get around, and no, he's going to be taken down, and that will end the match. So a 10-8 victory in OT will end the night and put 3 points on the board for Westminster. And our final in this one is Erie 60, Westminster 14. Well, fans, thank you so much for joining us. We'd love for you to be a partner of the Erie Tiger Network on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/Erie Tiger Network. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can even sponsor a segment for $25 a month. And, of course, speaking of sponsoring a segment, our Alex Ailey, player of the game, or wrestler of the match, if you will, we are going to give it to Reagan Lovato, the quickest pin of the night in 41 seconds. So Reagan Lovato is our wrestler of the match. Special thanks to Alex Ailey for sponsoring our player of the game on Patreon. You can follow Alex Ailey on Twitter at ETNAlexAiley. That will do it for us here in the gym in our last broadcast of the year. For Nick Caccaro, Josh Randolph, Ella Durstock, Bryce Schneider, and Kayla McTavish, I'm Brandon Bird. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everybody. And until next time, I'll chirp at you later.